All right, so in this problem, we're asked to identify the conic that we've been given, find its foci, and graph it. So I'm going to start by completing the square and see what I get. So I'm going to take out my 4 from my x terms. That's going to give me x squared minus 6x. I'll leave myself a space. There is nothing to factor out of the y. So I'm going to call it y squared plus 2y, leave a space. I'm going to move that 21 to the other side. Over here, I know I need to add 9, so that's like adding 36. Over here, I'm going to add 1. So negative 20 plus 36 is 16 on this side, so I'm going to divide everything through by 16. I'm also going to complete my square. So x minus 3 squared, when I divide by 16, that 4 cancels and leaves me 4. Y plus 1 squared over 16, and that's going to equal 1. So I divided through because I knew that I had different coefficients over here. You can always divide through, and then if you end up with the same value in your numerators, well, really what you've got is a circle then. So if you were going to graph that, we wouldn't know which was the major axis, which was the minor axis. It would end up being the same. You'd make a circle. So that's how you would know if you had an ellipse versus a circle. But here I can see that this value is bigger, so that tells me my a value is going to be 4 square root of 16. My b value is going to be 2. I was told to find the foci. I know for an ellipse, c squared is going to be a squared minus b squared, so that's going to be 12. So c is going to be, c value is going to be 2 root 3. And I know you saw me start to write the plus minus, but I know that c is a positive value. So that's why I'm going straight into just the positive here. And so now I'm going to graph it. I know that my center is at 3, negative 1. So 3, negative 1 is here. And then I know that I'm going to go up 4. So that's going to be 3. I'll go down 4. That'll take me to negative 5. So I've got a tall ellipse. And then I'm going to go over 2 each way. So there's 2 and here's 2. You know I totally care about my x-intercepts. So I'm going to come back up to my original equation. I'm going to make my y value 0. So I'll get 4x squared. Again, I'm going to take that 4 out immediately. And I already know that it's going to turn into the minus 3 squared. Move the 21 to the other side. And then I know that that caused me to add 36. So that's going to leave me 15. When I simplify, I'm going to get 3 plus or minus root 15 over 4, because the first thing I would do is divide through by that 4. So now I can label my x-intercepts after I've made my drawing. So trying to be smooth, although it's looking a bit like a Mr. Potato Head. Try to go through your key points. All right. Oh, still so terrible. All right, so I know that this one is going to be 3 plus root 15, 15 over 4, square root over the whole thing, or I make that a 2 in the denominator, comma 0. Over on this side, 3 minus root 15 over 2, I could call that. I know I have no y-intercepts. I can label my foci. So I'm going from my center. I know I'm going to go up 2 root 3. So I don't know where that's going to be, but I'm just going to label it as, so that's going to be 3 comma negative 1 plus 2 root 3. And then over somewhere down here, 3 negative 1 minus 2 root 3. So there's my 2 foci. I've graphed my conic, found the foci, done.